Pistachios are delicious. If you shell them yourselves, the bag that you bought, it's 45 to 50% is actual shell instead of the nuts. And what do you do with those shells? So some people will compost them, but that takes a long time. Some people will throw them in the garbage, which is most of the time. And some people will burn them, which is good, back to the environment. It's a very clean burn. But there's those people that will use them for art. And there's tutorials all over of what to do with pistachio shells for art. But how do you prepare the shells for the art project for arts and crafts? That's what we're going to do today. So what you do is you take your favorite container that you want your pistachios in and enjoy them. Then what we do, you take your pistachio that's been salted, roasted. It can be flavored. I've got these jalapeno ones that are delicious, but these are just salted. You break it open, and that little pith that's in there usually only sticks to one side. Take the nut out, and then you have to take your finger and just grab that pith. Then it's clean, and you drop it into your bowl. Next one, that one's clean. That's the nut. Enjoy it, eat it, or put it in a bowl. Then there's the pith. Take it out, drop it. You can do that again, over and over, and then drop it. So then when you have all these pistachios all eaten and the shell is left, then you take it, you put it into your collection bin and ready for cleaning. Those are very dirty. Let's go clean. So now we have our bucket of pistachio shells that we need to clean. So we take a bowl and we start running water into it and pour the pistachios in. You can see how some of the pistachio shells are floating, and it's really easy to get those to sink because they are not as dense, or they're less dense than water. That one got a whole nut in there. We'll do something with that later. Same with that one. But now we can see all of the piths are floating to the top. And what I like to do is just pour the top of the water off. Make sure none of them go down the drain. And then fill it up again, stirring to get all of the dirt off. Get all the salt, pepper, jalapeno flavor, chili powder, whatever's on your shells, get them off. Then we'll do one final pour. You'll still see that there's some dirt in there. Little parts of the shell. That one didn't get taken out. We'll find several of these as well. So you just take it out, pop it back in the bowl. But the next step is a strainer. We already got most of the big stuff off. Now we want to get all the little stuff as well. Now we just rinse. It's well worth it in the end. Looks like I've got several from a batch that did not get taken out when they were eaten. If you eat the pistachios yourself, or have a general rule that you take it out as you eat them, take that little pith out, it becomes a lot faster and a lot easier. Okay, what's left will probably come out over time as we continue this process. So we'll give it another rinse. Next step. Pour them onto a large cookie sheet. We can continue taking some of these out as we find them. But these are actually clean enough now to do arts and crafts with, other than the piths that you have to continue taking out if you didn't take them off before. So now we wait till they're dry. There is a way to speed up the drying. You can stick them in the oven or put them on a burner. While that's warming up, continue taking off the little piths. I hope I'm saying that right. Sometimes I'll just turn the burner on and throw these straight on the stove and then shuffle them around while it heats up and steams them off. Take some paper towel. Just want to get them as dry as possible, as fast as possible. The ones that are stuck inside like this, that's just from washing. They'll come right out, but during the drying process, they'll fall out. Shuffling them around speeds up the drying process, but also allows you to see which ones you've missed and what still needs to be cleaned up. These are almost dry now. So the best thing to do now is transfer them back into this bowl here. It's a little hot. And let them continue to dry. You can also clean that off and put them back in. You can see how much of that debris got left in the bottom there. We just wipe that out. And then do the same thing. A little more left. And it just falls out of the shells. A couple more, and these are, for all intents and purposes, ready for arts and crafts. As soon as they dry just a little bit more. If you're using super glue, you'll want them dry. If you're using resin, you'll really want them dry. Hot glue, I don't think it cares. But those, after a little while, are now ready for one final sifting and for use. I hope you found this information useful. Next time I will color pistachio shells for a specific art that I use them for.